It's obviously today we're in a bad place, but we're not in a devastating place. But if you want to call where we are today prosperity, you would be ignorant. And you would have to have some kind of a political agenda, because any person that can look at life and look at numbers and look at the indicators in the economy, the metrics, can tell this is not a time of prosperity. Now, the good news is there's always opportunity in up times and there's opportunity in down times, and so that it may be a time that you take more space, that you expand your footprint, that you expand your market share. Down times are a really good time to do that because a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines whining, sucking their thumb when things are slow, and so it's a good time to be a hard charger in the middle of that, in terms of your personal reaction to it. But no, there's no question that we're running the GDP's running flat to down just a little to up just a little, which is basically hovering around recession. We did have officially a recession, 2 consecutive quarters of a downturn. I don't care how you want to define it. That's what they teach in econ class. So, but it wasn't much of one. It was like 1/4%. It was a joke. As recessions go, it was a pitiful one. But it's also not booming. It's not a time of great prosperity, and the fields aren't full, or that kind of thing. So we definitely have that. The inflation thing was aggravated by Washington, but certainly was caused by the economic suppression around COVID. I mean, we shut down the economy. When you shut down an economy the size of the United States of America, the size of the world, and you want to restart it, you're going to have shortages. That's called supply chain, maybe. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but you're going to have shortages. And when you have shortages, you're always going to have price increases. Thus, you're going to have inflation. And so, it makes a real case for we economically destroyed some people's lives with the COVID policies.
Sure.
Now, was it worth it? Well, we can argue about that. It's kind of late, but we could argue about it. In the name of flattening the curve, if you remember that. That's what we were all doing. Everybody sits at home, so the factories all shut down, so they're not making cars, so there's a car shortage, so cars go up. And for the first time since they've been made, used cars went up in value. Never in the history of the car has that occurred, and never again will it unless you do something stupid to the economy, like shut the whole freaking thing down. In the name of flattening the curve. But the ripple effect is that you get inflation. And then you get people, the Biden administration's tinkering with the energy policies in the name of green. And so they're shutting down, domestic oil production or greatly curtailing it, making it an unfriendly environment for them for sure, intentionally in the name of a green policy. And you can argue about whether that's the right thing to do or not, but you can't argue about the fact that caused gas prices to be $5. I mean, that's where it comes from. It's a shortage, scarcity, always. It's a simple supply-demand curve, and the shortage always creates that. So we've got inflation as a result of those things. I kind of think that's going to level on out. I don't think it's going to continue. If the Fed will quit screwing around with it, but they can't. They're like a mad scientist. So, the real estate market, was crazy. It was white hot.
Yeah.
But a lot of that was scarcity. People sitting around looking at their house going, this house sucks. I don't spend enough time here to realize how bad it sucks. And, but I'm quarantined. I'm stuck here. So now as soon as this is over, I'm going to go change houses. And boy, by God, they did. Or I'm getting out of this state. We had a migration that occurred, So there's all kinds of weird stuff that's probably a once-in-a-lifetime events in the real estate world. So my guess is, and really, if you look back for the last 30 years I've been doing this, it pretty well plays out that this too shall pass, and regardless of how smart or how dumb the people in Washington are, eventually the wrinkles will be smoothed out of this, and 36 months from now we should see a completely different economy than we do today.
Yeah.
I know short term where the next opportunity is, but I do know long term, I'm buying mutual funds and real estate. That's what I do. And that's my personal wealth building plan. It's not really complicated. Why? Because I'm pretty dadgum sure that an 80-year history in the stock market of the economy getting stronger and stronger, those companies continue to make profit, and that profit results in value of those stocks going up. And over time, we're, as a grouping, the stock market, the what you're saying is the American economy going to permanently go down and stay down? If you say the stock market's going to go down and stay down, that's what you're saying. And that, I just don't believe that. And it's not weird. It's just there's an 80-year track record you can look at and go, didn't happen. Went down here, came back up. Went down here, came back up. Went down, with quarantine, dropped, through the floor, and then was back 18 months later, 6 months later, whatever, was back up to where it was. So, I'm just going to continue to invest. It's just long term. I just, I got in the real estate business, as we said, in 1978. I mean, come on. And so, and those houses that I was selling then, don't you wish you owned all of them? Oh my gosh, for what they're worth today.